human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement.
This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind.
If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines. We are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement.
This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind.
If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines. We are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement.
This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind.
Don't never let anybody take your belief in yourself away from you because they hurting inside. Don't you never let nobody do that. Always believe in who you are in the darkest moments, man. In the darkest moments, when you at that pain, when you at the bottom, know that you're gonna get back up. But you gotta believe it.
It took me 10 years to learn this, but I will teach it to you in 1 minute. 1, life waits for nobody. Get up every day and keep pushing through no matter what. 2, make sure you take good care of yourself. If something happens to you, the world will move on and you will fall behind. 3, if you don't work to build your dream life, someone will hire you to build theirs. 4, work in silence. Celebrate in private. People love to ruin things. 5, don't regret your past. Just learn from it and move on. 6, no one cares. Work harder to become better each day. 7, ignore advice from anyone who doesn't live the life you want to live. 8, rule over your emotions. A calm mind can handle any situation. 9, if you find someone better than you, don't hate. Ask them for advice and cooperate with them. 10, you're truly at peace with yourself when you mind your own business.
A man with no friends or a small circle. That's a man you don't mess with. He's learned the hard way. Quality over quantity. He doesn't need a crowd to feel powerful. His strength comes from within. While others chase approval, he walks alone by choice. He's seen the fake friends, the drama, and the betrayal, and cut it all off. Now he stands in peace, untouchable. He doesn't need anyone to complete him. He's whole, all by himself. One real friend is worth more to him than 100 fake ones. His circle, tight. His trust, earned. And anyone who brings chaos, gone. His time is precious, and he spends it like a king. He knows what he wants, and he never settles. So when you meet a man with no friends or just a small circle, don't mistake it for weakness. That's strength. That's confidence. He doesn't need your approval. He's already won the only battle that matters, the one with himself.
Shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, you are the core, you are the resistance. This is the Blac Pill Podcast. Yes, sir. We in here. And man, we got a show for you guys today. Shout out to the ladies. Ladies, are you in here? Shout out to the women.
Hello.
What up, ladies? What up, ladies? My bad for coming in here late, guys. I had maintenance pull up unexpectedly, by the way. Yeah, so I had maintenance pull up unexpectedly. So I'm sitting there. Imagine me doing a badookie on the toilet, right? I'm doing a badookie on the toilet. And then just start knocking, talking about maintenance. And I'm sitting there like,
But what the hell, boy?
let me bring myself in here. Hold up, my bad. Let me bring myself in here. Let me see. Here we are. We in here, man. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, man. So look, real quick, before we start today's show, yeah, man. So
Stomach messed up. Y'all know I'm on a diet trying to lose this weight. Do you see me losing the weight? Am I losing the weight? I think I'm losing the weight. Yeah. I feel smaller. I feel lighter. Yeah, so, stomach messed up. So in the morning, sometimes my stomach, lets itself be heard, right? So, I'm in there, door open. I'm by myself at my crib, door open, just letting the fumes out, right? Letting the fumes out. We're going to say it like that, right? So, I'm just hearing somebody knock. I'm seeing Melody go back and forth. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Ninja talking about maintenance. So I hear him on the other doors. I'm like, here we go. So, I had to get my Febreze over there. I had to, what do they call, what do they say? Strain? Is it strain? Boy, I had to strain. Boy, I had to, and let it out. And now we here, man. So, it took a little while, but he got what he needed to get done. He needed to get done an air filter and something else. And then I got an inspection on Friday. Ninja. Bro, what the hell, bro? Ninja feel like he in prison, bro. Ninja feel like he in prison. What if I told y'all I was on the ankle monitor? Would you believe me? But what the hell, bro? Would you believe me? Anyways. Yeah, man, like I said, if you tune in, you are the resistance. This is the Blac Pill Podcast. Shout out to everybody that tunes in. Rumble, Twitch, what up? Y'all know what it is. Well, we ain't got Twitch in the building, actually, because it messes up the stream. But Rumble and YouTube, what's up? Y'all know what it is. Shout out to YouTube. Y'all answer the poll in the chat and tell us what you think. Should Shannon Sharpe be given a second chance? Vote/tell us what you think in the comment section. We got that up. And like I said, today's main event is going to be the future of Shannon Sharpe's $100 million podcast deal revealed after the star gambled with his career. Ninja. And really, this is not a funny, it's not a laughing matter. This is a learning moment, right? This is a learning moment because, I be trying to put you ninjas on game. Ninjas mad at me for trying to put ninjas on game. Now ninjas are seeing it with their own two eyes. Wanted to turn on me. So I'm like, hey. But like I said, we'll discuss more in the future. But today is course correction. So I want you guys to, learn from these things that happen to people that we may not know personally, but we know them professionally, or, we know them as celebrities or whatever the case may have you. So pay attention to what goes on and make sure you're mindful of what you do today, because you don't know who you're going to become tomorrow. With that being said, let's see what's popping off on the net. Highest social media stars, highest earning social media stars in the world. Charlie D'Amelio, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about none of these people. Let me see what's going on an Atom experience. We got a couple things to discuss. First things first, we wanted to discuss, what is his name? Shador. Shout out to Shador Sanders. If you know, you know. So in some news that recently came out, actually, I believe the Falcons have been fined $250,000. Let me pull it up just to make sure. Shout out to Say Cheese TV. Yes, so the NFL has fined the Falcons $250,000, and DC, who was the defensive coordinator, Jeff Obrick's son, I believe, $100,000 for the leak of Shador Sanders' phone number during the NFL draft. Good job. That's a good thing, because that wasn't funny. In my humble opinion, they actually let these ninjas off easy, because Dad could have lost his job. Oh, I said that right there. He got off easy because they could have took Dad's job away. They young, so he made a mistake, but everybody's not playing when it comes to things like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, I stand by those comments. So for those of you who don't know, Shador, while he was waiting on his chance to get drafted, he was prank called by somebody that wasn't supposed to have access to that phone. And they prank called him, and he thought he was going to get drafted, and they prank called him pretending to be a team, and then telling him that he would have to wait longer to get drafted. So that was a very distasteful thing to do. It shows a lack of respect. Of course, they apologize, and apologies are cool, but it's like sometimes kids, and I'm saying kids like they're not kids, they're in their 20s, I believe, and I'm in my 20s too, but when you're a little younger, sometimes you don't think, right? At the same time, gentlemen, listen, don't catch yourself doing stupid shit like that. There's no need to do stupid things like that. Don't do things that could potentially mess with your money. That's why I'm very mindful of what I do now, right? Anyways, continuing on, let me segue. We have the NFL Hall of Famer Chris Carter slamming the collusion claims Slamming collusion claims when it comes to Shedeur Sanders' NFL draft drama, but admits that Shedeur and Deion ain't running ish, and the system taught him a great lesson. And in the words of the famous man who's actually indicted for a RICO right now, Big U, nobody's bigger than the program. You see how much it makes sense now? Here we go. 1 second.
Shedeur Sanders.
Well, a number of things happened. The number one thing that didn't happen was there was not a collusion message with the NFL owners.
Okay, what? Okay, a lot of people think that.
Because they wouldn't be able to keep a secret like that. And
so they might do it, but they couldn't shut up about it.
They wouldn't be able to shut up about it. But every owner is very, very selfish. Now, why would I do something to my detriment? Like if I need a quarterback and I think this kid is it, what he didn't realize is the guys that have fallen in the draft before, they all had unusual traits. Like they had some superstar qualities to them. Now, some other things happened that made them fall, but Shedeur and his family, they overplayed their hand. Them thinking that he was in the same evaluation mode as Eli Manning, they didn't play that right. Them trying to narrow the teams that he was going to go to, that didn't do right. Not working out at the combine.
What happened with Shedeur?
Hold on, we got more. Hold on.
That wasn't the right thing. His interview process, obviously he could have done a lot better in that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people left that meeting, felt he was very, very entitled.
Which meeting? Like, because they said Brian DeBall, the Giants coach, had said he didn't like the meeting. He asked him, he had some book, was his playbook or something he was supposed to know.
All right, so look, guys, so come to find out, they said during the draft, I don't know if they're going to say it in this interview, but it was a different interview. I can't remember with who, because, it's a lot of stuff that goes on the internet. But they said supposedly when the draft came on, they all took his name off the board, and it was like, we don't want this guy on our team. And like I said, what it goes to show is, I don't know why it's like this, but for some reason we live in a world now where as a man you can't be confident in yourself. Weird behavior to me.
But what the hell, boy?
I understand that they're young or whatever and they need to show that they can grow with a team, but at the same time I do find it rather odd, right? I do find it rather odd that people will turn around and tell you that you don't need a confident quarterback. I'm just like, how is he supposed to lead the team? And when they say entitled, I'm like, entitled in what sense? Is he not supposed to believe in himself? Like, wouldn't you want a quarterback that believes in himself? But like I say with the NBA, the game has changed now, so people are a little bit weird. Let's continue. We're actually going to show you some fights from the NBA that happened yesterday with Giannis. Shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo. And what's the other ninja name? I forget the other ninja name, but him and his dad. So we're gonna roll that footage in a little bit. Here we go.
And he said he felt weird about it. I don't know who else said they didn't like the meeting with him. Or were just people behind the scenes saying they did?
Well, the thing about it, they didn't draft him.
I know that.
So it's not the tape.
Okay. Because the tape's good enough to get drafted early enough.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his tape is good enough for him to be a first rounder. But
you see,
there's a number of things. It's not one thing.
You see, imagine being a first rounder. They'll tell you your tape is good enough to be a first rounder, but all these other things. And I'm like, if the game is there, I understand sometimes people are hard to work with, but do you not see yourself being able to work with him? Besides the fact that he's talented, you can't sit him down and say, hey, you're talented, but we need you to work on this. Like, I mean, is it that simple? One would think that, I would think that it was that simple, but I mean, I'm not an NFL coach, so I don't know. Here we go.
Last year when Deion interviewed for the Dallas Cowboys job, that did not help Shedeur. Now, it helped Deion get a new contract in Colorado, but long term it didn't help Shedeur because the Giants, their coach in their last year, general manager in their last year. If they struggle, the Giants potentially, an option would be look at Deion as the head coach. So why would I draft a kid? Like, they missed out on that. Like, they obviously, they didn't think this all the way through. And I think that wasn't the right thing.
Here we go.
I think there were a number of teams that had that in the back of their mind, and they don't believe his talent is generational. They do believe that guys are more athletic and guys have bigger arms, and they do believe he's been coddled. He's been coached by Deion his whole life. Now, there's been benefits to that, but this is the first time it's been a detriment. So his measurables are not.
Hey, shout out to them. Good points. Good points. I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I'm just like, I wouldn't say he was coddled if his dad knows how the league works, right? I wouldn't necessarily say he's coddled. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas. Shout out to Carmelo. Carmelo, I believe his son's like #1 when it comes to ball. And then I think Gilbert Arenas is like head of USC or some shit, his son. But I mean, hey, different strokes for different folks. Different strokes for different folks. So we wanted to show you guys a piece of footage of that. Let me see. In other news, I had other things I wanted to show you. I said Gilbert Arenas. Shout out to Elijah Arenas. Shout out to Elijah Arenas. I believe his son actually just came out. Yeah, here it is. So Elijah Arenas reportedly is released from a hospital after being placed in a medically induced coma following a car crash. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. So for those you don't know, Arenas, when he had some comments on Neo, and Neo, yep, they try to demonetize the stream, bro. We might just jump to the main event. I think we're gonna jump to the main event because they trying to come after the stream. I don't know what's going on, but we in here. We're gonna jump to the main event, guys. We just gonna have a short stream today, but we're gonna jump to the main event. And the reason why we're jumping to the main event is because I want you guys to hear this, because gentlemen, you need to learn. If you look like me, if you don't look like me, this can potentially be you. More so if you look like me. So if you're of the darker complexion and you getting like 9 figures worth of money, Ninja, you are a target. Okay, so we gonna jump to the main event. Hold on, let me play this. I don't know why they messing up the stream. Like I said, man, y'all hit the like button. Y'all answer the poll in the chat, so that way maybe they keep my stream going, because hey, the bills is paid, Wi-Fi is good, I ain't touched nothing. Y'all seen me just talking. I haven't been moving. It's not like I hit a wire or something. I don't know. They try to mess up the stream. So let me put on the main event. Hold up. Like I said, the future of Shannon Sharpe's $100 million podcast deal has been revealed. So let me put on one second. Let's do the main event. Here we go. Yes, sir. All right, let's get it, man. Y'all know what it is. We're jumping to the main event because I don't know if the stream's gonna mess up again. I'm not trying to risk it. And like I said, gentlemen, ladies, shout out to the ladies. Y'all need to hear this information. Women are gonna be able to do what they do. Gentlemen, you need to protect yourself because society protects women. Now, the reason why society protects women, regardless of how you feel, is because women can't protect themselves, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. But with that being said, let's jump to the main event. So we have some new details about Shannon Sharpe. And for those of you who don't know, we've been discussing what happened with Shannon Sharpe and the young lady, the 20-year-old. Now, I don't have a side in this situation. I don't pick any sides in this situation. If you guys think that I'm siding with Shannon Sharpe, only potential reason why I would be siding with Shannon Sharpe is because I'm a man, and if I was in that position, I wouldn't want to be in this thing. But at the same time, based off of the allegations, and just so you guys know, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. We're not saying anything. That's just a disclaimer. I'll put it in the description as well. When it comes to Shannon Sharpe, based off of the civil complaint, I thought it would be a criminal complaint, but based off of the civil complaint, we don't know what happened. But what we do know is a couple things, and based off of the way Shannon is moving, it's starting to drive speculation that this ninja might be guilty. And if he is guilty, it is what it is. You know, we apologize. Well, I'm not apologizing. I didn't do anything wrong. What are we talking about? I ain't do shit. I'm not apologizing. But what I'm saying is, you know, we see all the victims and we understand if you're a victim, but if you're actually a victim. Now, we don't turn around and, you know, it's a money, you know, when it comes to money grabs and all that, we won't know what to believe. But if you're a victim, we see you here on the Blac Pill. Yes, we do. Now, if you're trying to take some money, and be greedy, we understand that as well, right? But then we can't sit there and take up for you. And I'm not taking up for nobody in this situation. We don't know the facts. What we do know is we have some of the outcomes for you. So let me pull up Google. I don't know why they try to mess up the stream, bro. I'm not even doing much, bro. That shit is so annoying sometimes, guys. If only you knew how much it pissed me off. But like I said, answer the poll in the chat. Should Shannon Sharpe be given a second chance? Vote / tell us what you think in the comment section. So we got Shannon Sharpe. Here we go. And we told you about the $100 million contract before this happened. So the reason why I'm saying these new things now is because Shannon Sharpe refused to view the alleged tape in the $50 million grape lawsuit. Ninja. So because this ninja refused to view the tape, it must be some incriminating stuff, guys. But let's see. So NFL Hall of Famer and prominent media figure, and this is not the actual article I wanted to show you. I'm gonna show you a different one where it actually discusses the $100 million podcast. But he's facing the lawsuit by Jane Doe, She used that pseudonym, of course. She accused him of rape and coercion during a relationship she claims was non-consensual. Central to the case is a controversial video recording allegedly showing one of the encounters in question. The footage has been offered for viewing to Shannon Sharpe, who refused to watch it despite multiple opportunities. Below is a detailed breakdown of the case, key evidence, legal arguments, and public discourse surrounding the high-profile litigation. This is not the article I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys the actual article because this article has sources saying what's going to be his future. And like I said, you guys answer that poll in the chat. Let me pull up that article real quick. I hate when these people mess up my show, guys. You don't know how irritating it is. That shit gives me PTSD by itself, bro. Okay? No bullshit. All right, Shannon Sharpe. News. Let's see. This is not it. After Shannon Sharpe says, well, blah, blah, blah. The most concerning aspect. This is not it. This is not it. Let me see. Well, we could use this one right here. So, for example, after Shannon Sharpe steps away from ESPN duties due to his assault allegations, Insider drops claims about who's replacing him on First Take. So, I mean, there you have it right there. And gentlemen, like I said, the main reason why we're doing this is because you may become somebody one day and you need to know how to navigate in the world. So you got to catch yourself. If a woman says no, the answer is no, guys. Point blank. A woman can take away consent too. And I'm teaching you guys this stuff so you know, because if you don't know, you're going to be cooked out here. So you could be engaging in fornication with a woman, right? You could be engaging in fornication with a woman. And if she wants to, and women know this too, if she wants to, she can say, I don't want to do this anymore. And if you don't stop, you raped her. Okay? Let's just put that out there. And we're teaching you guys this because we don't want anything, we don't want you guys to be in a position where you're in one of these situations. You don't know how to move. You don't know how to maneuver. If she says, I don't want to, boy, you better stop, pull your pants up. Okay, let me take you home. And don't talk about anything else. Because if you do, she'll turn around she can turn around and use it against you. Okay? So Shannon Sharpe has been caught in a whirlwind of headlines as of late due to claims that have been levied against him. The 56-year-old former tight end is being sued for $50 million by Jane Doe. I'm trying to get to the meat and potatoes. Sharpe has denied the assault allegations and is stepping away from ESPN's First Take. Now a source is dropping the claim about who will fill in for the 3-time Super Bowl, and it's a fellow former athlete. You see, this is how they do, guys, in the game. You guys got to move smart. Who might replace Shannon Sharpe during this hiatus? The past several years. Blah, 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 blah. Can you guys get to the point? Let's see. What's Shannon Sharpe history with ESPN? Blah, 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 blah. And these people didn't tell us nothing, bro. What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people? All right, let me pull up my source that I was going to pull up because these people always got to just write a story about mumbo jumbo and nothing, bro. All right, so here we go. Scandal. We're going to pull it up right now. You guys bear with me. Like I said, answer the poll in the chat. Properties. Since this stream, they like to mess up my stream. Google.com. All right, news. Here we go. Is this it? Here we go. We found it. We found it. We found it. So before we play this video, or let me see, does this video have sound? Nope. This video has music. All right, so basically, Shannon Sharpe's hopes of securing a massive $100 million podcast deal have collapsed, ninja. It's like that out here, bro. They've collapsed following allegations of the assault, sources told the U.S. Sun. So the ESPN pundit has enjoyed runaway success with his shows on the Volume Podcast Network since leaving Undisputed on FS1 in 2023. Let me see. His flagship show, Club Shay Shay, has attracted millions of listeners and boast over 4 million YouTube subscribers. With Sharpe's deal with Volume, the network owned by Fox anchor, recently expired, insiders say multiple new offers have been on the table. However, the emergence of two separate misconduct lawsuits, which included graphic text messages seen by the U.S. Sun, has forced the 3-time Super Bowl winner to step away from appearing on First Take until later this year. The U.S. Sun understands the allegations have sent shockwaves through ESPN and derailed plans by other media companies to acquire his podcast properties. The Denver Broncos legend had been eyeing major 6-figure deals for the entire Shay Shay network, which includes the Club 520 podcast, the Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. But a source close to Sharpe, who works on First Take, said the 52-year-old has gambled with his career amid a slew of disturbing allegations from the lawsuits. I told y'all ninjas, they gonna do you in, bro. They gonna do you in. If you get into some money, you gotta be squeaky clean. According to the court documents, Sharpe, 56, allegedly violently assaulted and anally raped a 20-year-old woman in October 24 as she begged him to stop. I'm just like, why were they still dealing with each other? The U.S. Sun also obtained a separate lawsuit filed by another one of Sharpe's former girlfriends, who also claims that she was assaulted. Ninja, you ninjas gotta chill, bro. Like I said, we take no sides here and everybody's innocent until proven guilty. I'm just like, women, when this happens, my only advice is I think you should go to the police. That's just me. If you know, I don't know about the social media thing. I understand ninjas trying to get money, women trying to get money. I think you should go to the police. That's just it. But the podcast deals are off the table, ninja. So yeah, he's cooked, bro. He's cooked, bro. Basically, he's cooked. Shannon Sharpe is cooked. The podcast deals are off the table, said the source. Shannon's reputation has ruined everything. Gentlemen, do you see this? You see why I say the media is the fourth branch of government? Are you guys seeing this now? The media is the unrestricted fourth branch of government. Are you guys hearing me right now when I'm preaching? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? All it takes is one mistake, and the media can paint you out into a monster, ninja, with words. And all you can do is defend yourself, and nobody's going to be on your side because the media controls the masses. Are you guys hearing me right now? I have to keep playing the Undertaker bell because they're going to throw this ninja down. Getting all that money is no longer a reality. Yeah, bro, that's how they do you out here in these streets, bro. The insider added that the revelations of Sharpe's relationship with a much younger woman has likely turned off any remaining potential investors. Ninja. Gentlemen, keep your stuff private. Whatever you're doing, first off, make sure it's legal. Let's just start there. Make sure it's legal. Okay? Make sure it's legal. But whatever you're doing, don't put your business out there. Mistakes, like I said, it's course correction on Wednesday. Y'all know what it is, man. So, mistakes, right? Mistakes that Shannon Sharpe made, right? There are some mistakes that he made. Mistakes, first off, his lawyer, I understand they were trying to find a way to make it seem like he wasn't guilty, but he probably should have kept them text messages private. He shouldn't let people see those text messages because them text messages was wild. Secondly, they probably didn't do any help because even if that girl saying what they said, whatever she's saying, because he's older, they're going to blame it on him. And gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, you could be older, you could potentially be younger than a woman, right? And I'm giving y'all free game. I can charge for this. You can potentially be younger than a woman and you're still going to be at fault if push came to shove. Do you guys hear me right now? Are you guys hearing me? You can be older than a woman. You can be younger than a woman, right? If something happens, whether it's criminal, sexual, whatever the case may have you, they're going to throw the book at you and they're not going to throw the book at her. And that's why, becoming a man, one thing I learned, and I'm not going to really tell you guys too much, but the main thing is you got to put yourself first. Shout out to the women because women put themselves first. It sucks, It sucks because right? It sucks because, society tells you, oh, put women first. But guess what? If you put a woman first, a woman can potentially put you in jail, my ninja. Do you understand me? Are you guys hearing me? A woman can potentially put you in jail. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly the case with this situation. That has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying as a man, you guys are going to understand that you got to put yourself first because the higher you go, whatever you do, however much money you make, what it comes down to is if you don't protect yourself, women aren't here to protect you. Women are here to protect themselves. These ninjas out here in these streets, they ain't gonna protect you. You gotta protect yourself. And it sucks, because I used to always wonder why my dad was a loner. I realize why my dad's a loner. Because once you wake up to the reality of things, unless you have dudes that you rock with on some form of a level, you got to be mindful who you deal with, because you don't know what people's angles are. And a lot of times you may have success and other people may be jealous of that success or think that they should benefit from that success because of X, Y, and Z, right? And X, Y, and Z can be anything. So you got to be very mindful. That's why I'm very, very cold now. I'm cool though. Don't get me wrong. I'm real cool, but I keep my distance with people. And after this situation, shout out to the women. Shout out to the ladies.
Hello.
Yeah, bro. After this situation, first off, ain't nothing finna happen. If we ain't got no contracts in place, nothing will ever happen. Nothing will ever happen. I don't care. Look, at this point, I'm asexual now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For my own safety and protection at this point. But let me continue. Yeah, man. The insider added that revelations of Sharpe's relationship with a much younger woman has likely turned off any remaining potential investors. Ninja. Damn. The downfall of a man or a very, very successful man is always going to be, and not always, we'll say sometimes, majority of the time, is going to be a woman. And it's not in the way that you guys think. It's just that I tell you guys this, and I've said this before. This is Blac Atom saying, like, I created this. So if you ever hear people say this on social media, remember it came from your boy, okay? Remember it came off the Blac Pill Podcast. The reason why women are in control, right? I say women run the world. And the reason why women run the world is because as men, we're literally shackled by the women that we deal with. So the women that we deal with can turn around and either accuse you, falsely accuse you, expect something from you, always have an expectation of you, whatever the case may have you, right? So with that being said, every single man, not every single man, but the majority of men, especially when it comes to men in power, are shackled by the women that they deal with. They're in shackles, like they're in chains by the women that they deal with. And because of that, that's why society is going down the course that it's going down. And yes, that's bars. That is bars. Okay? Those are bars. And like I said, man, sad situation. Let's continue. I can't see anyone wanting to work with him now, the source continued, especially women. And also, guys, understand that women spend more money than men. So if women don't like you, you cooked, my ninja. You cooked, okay? Because ninjas don't want to spend no money. Ninjas won't spend no money unless it's on a woman. Can you understand that? That's why I don't do that red pill content, bro. Because you ninjas want to sit here and listen to a ninja preach, give y'all the game, and then y'all don't even want to donate, bro. Y'all sitting here just watching the show, laughing. Don't nobody want to donate. And shout out to my people that have been supporting me since day one. I'm talking about you new ninjas. I'm talking about the new ninjas. Ninjas don't even donate $1. I'll be like, bro, $1 goes a long way. Ninjas don't want to sit there and donate, and I give y'all game. I'm telling you, you guys are watching information that you can use and regurgitate every time you need to, just to remind yourself. Don't nobody listen. It's all good. The U.S. Sun understands Jason Kelsey is one of the front runners to replace Shannon Sharpe on First Take as the controversy continues. Damn. And I don't know if that's Travis Kelce's brother, but I'm assuming so. The one that was with Taylor Swift. He's the name on everyone's lips. Sharpe is facing allegations from an unmanned woman following the end of their relationship in 2024. On Thursday, he announced he would take a temporary leave. He has denied all allegations, stating he plans to step back ahead of the upcoming NFL season. In the court documents, the woman claims Sharpe assaulted her in October 24, despite her repeated pleas for him to stop. In a statement posted to Instagram, Sharpe maintained the relationship was 100% consensual. At this time, I've decided to step away temporarily from my duties at ESPN. I'll be using this time to focus on my family and address these false and disruptive allegations. The woman said that she and Sharpe met at Los Angeles gym, blah, 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 blah. You guys know the story, man. Hey, man, sad situation. Gentlemen, shout out to the younger generation. For you young men that find a way to my page, bro, please understand that this could potentially be you even without the money. More than likely, the only reason why it's not one of you ninjas is because you ninjas ain't got no money. That's facts, bro. That's facts. Hold on, let me hit my buzzer. A lot of y'all don't know that. This could potentially be you, but you ain't got no money. And that's just the reality of the game. Like I said, I try and put y'all on game. We gonna stop the show early because, you know, my shit's tweaking out. But we might discuss this later if I can. We'll see what's happening later. Past that, shout out to everybody that tuned in, bro. It's annoying when this stream be messing up. I don't like to have a messed up stream now because we've been doing this almost a year now. So there should be no reasons why my stream's messing up. But I got to go check my software and make sure everything is up to date. You know what it is. Like I said, shout out to you if you tuned in, man. Drop a like, leave a comment. Tell us how you feel. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. Join the core.